Hi, I'm Matthew Wetstein, and I am a student in the class of Preaching 2 at Southeastern University. And I just want to warn you guys right off the bat. I want to honor my teacher and allow him to have a break. And if anybody else needs a little bit of refreshing, go ahead and hit the pause button right now. Okay, welcome back, all of you that hit the pause button. And if you didn't, well, thanks for allowing me the opportunity to honor my teacher and all those that may needed a break before going on. And I just want to say that I want to be your guide on this journey that might even require some bit of time travel. And I've only lost one person one time, and you know what? It inspired the Jurassic Park movie series. So, come on. And, so this journey will be about the public prayer life. Now, when you hear the word public, and it has something to do with speaking, you kind of think of public speaking, and that's terrifying. We all know we'd rather be in the casket than speaking the eulogy. But I would say that the public prayer is kind of somewhere between that and talking with friends, though I will admit it's more towards public speaking. And I just want to point out that the public prayer life has been influenced by many things. And the first one is how people have taken took the context of Matthew 6, 5 through 14. Matthew 6, 5 through 14 goes, "And when you pray, do not be like the hypocrites, for they love to pray standing in the synagogues and on the street corners to be seen by men. I tell you the truth, they have received their reward in full. But when you pray, go into your room, close the door, and pray to your Father who is unseen. Then your Father, who sees what is done in secret, will reward you. And when you pray, do not keep on babbling like pagans, for they think they will be heard because of their many words. Do not be like them, for your Father knows what you need before you ask Him. This, then, is how you should pray. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us today our daily bread. Forgive us our debts as we have also forgiven our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. For if you forgive men when they sin against you, your heavenly Father will also forgive you." Now, I just want to point out one thing. It's not talking about not praying at all in public. It's talking about the motives of the heart. And this leads into my second influence, which is looking like you're somebody important. Matthew 6, 5 goes, "And when you pray, do not be like the hypocrites, for they love to pray standing in the synagogues and on the street corners to be seen by men. I tell you the truth, they have received their reward full." And the interesting part about that verse also is that earlier in Matthew 6, 2, it's talking about giving, and there's a correlation to it, because Matthew 6, 2 goes, "So when you give to the needy, do not announce it with trumpets, as the hypocrites do in the synagogues and on the streets, to be honored by men. I tell you the truth, they have received the reward in full." Both verses say they have received the reward in full. And think about that. When these people who are act like big old show-offs come in front of you, don't you think you want no, if you're like me, you want no part with them, and you think, well, you give yourself all the glory. I'm not giving it to you. So, yes, they have received their reward in full. Now, the third influence is now where I'm going to take you on that time travel journey. And you'll have to use your imagination because I don't have people around with me to demonstrate all this. So we're gonna go go to the time machine back to where the Jewish people were. And now we're at a Jewish gathering, and there's a whole bunch of people here. And the cool thing is that if you're like me, you'll think this is cool. Is that at some point the Jewish leader is going to call up somebody to pray, and where they pray is they call them up to pray in front of the ark. Now, people like me think that's cool. You can take that whatever. Now, we're going to go back. We're going to go to a different group. And this group here is the Gentiles. They're the non-Jewish people. Think of it as the non-Christians. And what they do is you find this guy, be babbling and repeating himself. And you know what they're trying to do? They're trying to show their appreciation to God. So people kind of like this. I just pray that this person will give me money or help me to get the food and help. I just want to have God to give me the steady job. I just want my kids to come. I just want to keep that tax collector away from me so that I can be financially well off and God, just give me the food and just give me this, and so on and so forth. So now we'll go back to the present, and we'll hear the fourth influence. And the fourth influence, which is, in my opinion, is the most important influence, is the private prayer life. Ed Cole states that prayer in private results in boldness in public. And that brings us right back to the motives. Some people will go for the radical version of what was said in Matthew 6:5-14 about just only having a private prayer life. They won't do it at all in the public because they think they're just going to look like that. They don't want to be the hypocrite. But I'm going to issue a challenge right now. You could even play the coward, or you can play the mighty man or woman that is willing to take on a challenge. And, this message isn't for the coward. So if you're a coward, bye-bye. You can get out of here. You got my permission. Go ahead and get out of this. But I just want to thank those that have stayed on right now, because I admire your courage and your bravery. Now, this passage, Matthew 6:5-14, gives us some ideas about the prayer life. First is to develop a prayer room. It says, But when you pray, go into your room, close the door, and pray to your Father who is unseen. The next one is that you should not use thoughtless repetition. It says in Matthew 6:7, and when you pray, do not keep on babbling like pagans, for they think they'll be heard because of their many words. But Jesus gave us a model of how to pray. And Jesus shows us that we need to forget. The verse. I'm missing a card.